Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, got you loud and clear, mate.
You're right, Brent.
So I am traveling. I'm on the road. If I drop out, apologize. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Nice.
That's all right.
Where are you heading? Where are you going on vacation?
Right, okay, so let's just give everyone 1 or 2 more minutes to get in, and then we'll start there, guys. I think Brent forgot the elevator music.
Speaking of music, the neighbours are at it again. My God.
Sorry about that, mate.
Yeah, absolute hell. Bloody windows are shaking.
That's all right. Tomorrow morning you got to wake up and see the beach. That's all right.
Yeah. Well, you'll be down here in a few days, so you'll see yourself.
Yeah. What's that? 3 more days? 4 more days?
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it.
All right, cheers, man.
How's it going, Martin?
Fine.
You alright, brother?
Yeah, Martin's microphone's a bit soft there. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think maybe in a minute we'll start there, guys. I see we had 29 people, 30 people who wanted to join up. We've got 7 there. We'll invite you guys up afterwards, to go and ask your questions. By all means, come up and ask. Of course, if you don't want to chat, you can type them up in the chat box. We'll answer them there. So yeah, just give it another 30 seconds and we'll get started.
Yeah, if people don't want to speak, if you want to just pop a question in the chat as we're talking, I'll be keeping an eye on it, so we'll make sure everything gets answered.
I see Cosmic Red's in the audience, so again, just a big shout out to you, Red. Red's been working her little bum off, putting out flyers and all that for SkyFi. And Tsunami's got kicked off.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. Okay, so I think we'll just quickly start here with with some questions that we got from Discord. We do watch the Discord actively, and one of the questions that's been mentioned quite a lot is the declining percentages. So when we made the white paper, we tried to make it as simple as possible. And what I mean by simple as possible is that we always had our eyes out for the well-being of the community. So basically what happens is that as Drone Tech initially starts and Drone Tech has their first drones going into operation and all that, we wanted to have a higher percentage of the revenue, if you like. And then as Drone Tech goes and proves themselves and carries on bringing in their revenue, then our percentage kind of declines a little bit. It doesn't really affect the NFT holder much, which is again why we didn't go into too much detail with it in the white paper, was because the amount of rewards that NFT holders received remained a little bit unchanged. The biggest cut actually came from our side. So I think that's just an easier way to explain it. It was a bit difficult to explain in the white paper. But, we have heard your guys' concerns, so we are busy updating the white paper. The gist of the white paper stays the same, but we're just adding more information that breaks down the difference of the reward structures into it. So even though the cost or the percentage goes down, the one thing that must always be remembered is that the gross profit goes up. So as the gross profit goes up, that's actually how we maintain the reward structures of the drones, and then in turn to the NFT holders. The other thing that you got to remember is that we've based our calculations on 20 euros per drone. But now let's go and say, for example, Pierre gets a contract, which is, I'm just going to throw something out there, the Eiffel Tower, so I'm just going to throw out a ridiculous contract. But let's say now he's got to clean the Eiffel Tower once a month. So he has to have a little bit of room of negotiation with the Eiffel Tower. So then that might not necessarily be at 20 euros, but again, it doesn't affect the NFT holder. Just for the simple fact, because of the amount of drones that go up, the amount of total revenue that goes up, so still the rewards stay the same. But then again, we're based on gross profit. So let's say now it's cleaning the Eiffel Tower. Again, I'm throwing out a silly number, but for 10 euros a square meter. So it's a lot less than 20 euros. So that being said, he might need 2 or 3 drones to do that. So his expenses remain the same, the gross profit goes up, and NFT holders, they don't really see the difference in it. So just to understand the cost and expenses, they're not directly correlated to gross revenue. A little bit of a misunderstanding that I saw.
Quick one, Greg, I'm just going to stop you there now.
Right.
A few people in the chat are saying they can't hear you, they can just hear me, apparently breathing. I'm holding my breath for about 2 minutes now, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
So you've just left me talking.
Well, no, I'm reading the chat now.
Okay,
Cosmic Red can hear you, but T-Max can't, Demon, Hannah.
T-Max can't hear me, oh no.
Demon, okay. Hannah, there's a few people.
Let me jump on from my phone, give me a second.
Sparky
I'm going to hang
well.
out here and I'm going to hang out here and I'm going to jump on my phone.
Alright. I think they can hear me perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Am I breathing that loud? Really? My laptop's like 2 feet away from me. The rest are muted. Yeah. Well, I think it's just Greg's phone. Every time I call him, he sounds like he's underwater. I'm assuming it's that. Otherwise, can Kyle, Martin, Brent, if you've got a minute, can you just speak just to see if everybody can hear you as well?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I can hear you. I can't hear Greg either.
You can't hear Greg. Okay. I can hear you, Kyle. Perfectly fine.
Still very much in and out, but I can hear everybody but Greg for the moment.
Yeah. Brent, can you bring Greg on the stage for me, please, mate? If that's possible, or Kyle.
Invite's been said.
Okay, can everyone hear me now?
I can hear you, mate. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, sorry guys, I've got to start that whole spiel all over again. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me quickly start then again. So we've seen quite a few questions from the Discord. And one of the most common questions that we've seen from the Discord has been the declining percentages. So when we set up the white paper, we actually try to keep it as simple as what was possible, and we kept that with the interest of the community at heart. So what I mean by that was that we had the highest percentage possible on the gross profit, and that way we could start to pay back the highest rewards possible towards the NFT holders. But then as drone tech carries on to grow and increase in size, then the percentages declined. So that explains a little bit why it's not linear. We'll go into more details of that in a second. But it doesn't change anything for the NFT holder. And what I mean by that is that we made certain that with these declining percentages, the NFT holders' rewards always remain more or less the same. So an idea of how this can affect it. So the cost of cleaning might go down. So my example earlier that I was using that no one could hear me was this: say now Drone Tech gets the contract with the Eiffel Tower. They don't have the contract with the Eiffel Tower, but let's just for a minute pretend that they do have the contract with the Eiffel Tower, and they need to clean the Eiffel Tower once a month. They're obviously not going to be charging 20 euros per square meter for the Eiffel Tower, so their costs might go down. So their charging might go down to 15 euros, might go down to 10 euros, 5 euros, whatever the case is. But because they're cleaning the Eiffel Tower once every month, their gross expenses continue to grow. Their gross profit continue to grow. So even though their expenses have gone up, their gross profit has also gone up. So that is why we went onto a declining percentage with them. So the declining percentage, we're going to update the white paper. So the white paper will still have the gist of it. I mean, nothing's changed. but we'll just go into more details of the breakdowns of how the actual costing is working and how the rewards are working. So I mean, the important thing to take home from this is that cost versus expenses and gross revenue, they're not the same thing. And I think the white paper will explain that, the update to the white paper will explain that in a little bit more detail. Another thing that I saw was a misunderstanding was that people were understanding that one NFT equaled one drone. So one NFT does not equal one drone. One NFT equals a share of the revenue. So that will be of the fleet of drones. So whether we've got 1 drone, 5 drones, 10 drones, 1,000 drones, that NFT just has the utility in it that equates to a share of the revenue, of the gross revenue of drone tech. Another thing that I think that people have misunderstood, because I saw a lot of discussions that were going on about loans and that kind of stuff. NFT holders are not providing a loan to drone tech. NFTs holders, quite simply, are purchasing an NFT, and SkyFi projects are funding drone tech. So what I mean by that is that the NFT holders are not directly involved in any loans to drone tech whatsoever. They have bought an NFT, and then what SkyFi Projects does is we provide utility to that NFT. So how do we provide utility to that NFT? That is where we explain basically what we are going to be doing with the sales of NFTs. And then through the sales of NFTs that we are not providing to, we will then fund drone tech. And then from drone tech, we have our agreements in place. We receive revenue back for those funds that have been allocated, and then we in turn provide utility to the NFT holders through rewards. So I think that's just a simpler way to look at it. I think the confusion comes that NFTs are directly linked to drone tech. They're not the case. I mean, even if you have a look again at our sister project, Canafox, is exactly the same thing. The NFTs are linked to the company, and then the company provides those rewards to the NFT holders. So I hope that made it a bit clear. I will take more questions afterwards, so feel free to throw them out. Some surprises. We promised you guys surprise. So the first surprise that we promised you was a difference in the reward structure. So the difference in the reward structure was actually when we calculated those rewards, we were on 1 drone. 1 drone is turned into 4 drones. So I think we've gone from $200 a year return on 1 drone, and on 4 drones that we are at, where's my quick little thing? So we're at $580 a drone. So the extra surprise I wanted to throw at you guys was that we are actually for this round going to cap the drones cap the NFTs at 1,000 NFTs. So what does that mean? So we've capped it at 1,000 NFTs. The $580 reward, or the $580 reward that we calculated it on, is based on 3,000 NFTs. So at a 1,000 cap, you can times that by 3. So just very simply the math times by 3. So what we're going to do is to reward our early adopters, if you like. The first people that joined us is for these first 6 months, because we would need to do another crowdfunding. But again, that being said, our total market cap will always be 3,000 NFTs. But to reward our initial guys, the guys that have had faith in us, that have joined us, that have gone on this ride with us for the first 6 months. So up until December, we will cap all those earnings on 1,000 NFTs. So again, if we have a look at our returns, they are a lot higher. What I mean by that again is the possibility is that for a $400 NFT, on those 6 months, the projections expected is about $870 by December. So basically it would be about a 100% return on the NFT, and then valid again for the next 2 years. So that's just how we really want to reward our, you guys, the community, the guys that have come in, that have chatted with us, that have, given us your views and your opinions, which we always appreciate. And so for the first 6 months from now till December, capped at 1,000 NFTs. What else can I tell you guys about that?
I'll jump in. There's going to be no price. Originally, we had a price increment after 500 NFTs, so we're going to cap it at 1,000, and it's going to remain $400 for the 1,000. The graphic, the table that we put out, 580 up to 880, they are very conservative as well. So even though they're boosted, the guys, Martin and Brent, did a great job. The figures they quoted to us are actually higher than that, but we've decided to pull it back just a little bit, just to give us that safety net. We don't want to overpromise. So those figures alone are very, very low. Like Greg said, after 6 months, you're looking at an $870, potentially more, because we have pulled those numbers right down from the ones that Martin and Brent gave to us. And then after December, we would just unlock the next group of NFTs, whether that be 1,000 or 2,000. We can reevaluate then. But there will be no more than 3,000 moving forward. So at any time, the numbers that we put out, the 580 to 880, that's based on 3,000 NFTs. So if we do mint out come December or after that, the numbers you're looking at there, that's what we are projecting that you're going to receive. Beyond 10 drones, I think, do you want to touch, Greg, on the how the percentage diminishes there? Because we do have a baseline that will allow us to...
I think the baseline, we'll have the new white paper up in a couple of days.
Okay.
But I mean, basically the rock bottom, and this is what, regardless if there's 1,000 drones or whatever drones. So the rock bottom, what we drop down to is 5%, and then of which that I think, from memory here, the NFT holders are getting about 4.5%, and then SkyFi, the companies, are getting 0.5%.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was under correction. Let us get the white paper out,
okay,
and all that information will be in there.
Okay.
Marketing wise, I know that we've got a meeting with James Pelton. So we've got an AMA with James Pelton on the 11th. And then after that, we've got another meeting with Power on the 13th, if my memory serves me correct. So we'll pop those times out through to you.
There is one more collaboration we're working on as well that came onto our radar today. Another project focusing on utility NFTs. So it's very early stages, the negotiations and talking. So we're speaking to them, and then that is another one that probably will happen after the 13th.
Yeah, correct.
So look forward to that.
So yes, I mean, from our side, that's really that where we are there. I know that we promised you guys a little bit of alpha, so I don't know if Brent can chat up there. So Brent, if you can chat, if not, then maybe Kyle. If you guys can throw out some alpha, and then maybe we can take some questions from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a pretty awesome update. I was excited over the last couple of weeks while we kind of put that together, and I think that just offering that incentive to the first 1,000 is pretty big. Like, I don't know in the space of drone tech and what they're looking to achieve. Well, we haven't even talked about their application monthly recurring revenue model. That, I mean, again, to me, that's really exciting because that brings in sustainable revenues to their business, which, just stacking that on top of each other really helps amplify their potential, especially in the software side of things. I'm pretty excited about that. I know that there's some other stuff that we have going on here in SkyFi. We're looking forward to a couple of projects coming out. One I can't really talk about. We're still putting it together, but it should be put together here in the next week or so. And it'll be a surprise because I think that this project in the DeFi space, like the name, the business, it's people will recognize it. And we're pretty excited about having the opportunity to support this individual in their business. The other one that we have coming up here actually very quickly, sort of in the next few days, and we'll announce it, is a company called Pure Leaf. They call themselves Pure Leaf. I think they're still handling their business registrations. And it's in a cannabis extractions company. And they've got some really cool technologies and seem to be doing some really interesting things. So we'll talk more about this here in the coming days, and we're proud to bring that project into SkyFi as well.
Yeah, cheers for that, Carl. So I don't know if anyone in the community wants to raise their hands and jump in and have a chat with us. You're more than welcome. I see some familiar faces there. How's it, Silver? And Stormy, and I see a few other faces there. Yeah. But honestly, guys, now's your time. We're all here. The whole team's here. We'd love to chat with you guys.
Silver
Any questions you got, throw them out.
Do you still think you'll hit your go point of 250 NFTs by April the 20th?
Well, the thing is, how can I put this? Whether we reach our go point or not, for NFT holders, the risk is none. Because, we are literally one of the only DeFi projects that have put our name out there and said that if we don't achieve those goals, every single person's getting all their money back for this project. So risk-wise, you show me another company that does this. We do. Because, again, we've all come from this space. We're not these young 17, 16, 15, 18-year-olds sitting at home behind a computer trying to make as much money off the community as what we can. We're here to make money with the community. If the community makes money, we make money. If the community doesn't make money, we don't make money. And actually, it's even a bit worse than that. If the community doesn't make money, we lose money. So we're one of the projects that basically, if you want, especially with this project, all the risk falls on us. Do I think we'll hit our go point? Yes, I do. Is there a possibility we don't? Of course. Nothing's written in stone. We plan for it, and we'll take that on the chin as it comes. But we're all very confident that we will hit it. There's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, I know Ben and myself have been quite a bit quiet on Discord these past few days, but that's literally because we've been grinding to get things done. We want to make sure that we do reach our go point. I think Ben made a very good comment at our last weekly update, where he said our goal is to provide no refunds. So by meaning that our goal is to apply no refunds, it means that we've reached our go point. So I'm confident that we'll reach it. We're definitely doing our best to reach from our side. But of course, a bit of help from the community, a couple of retweets, a couple of likes, inviting your friends. That all goes a long way. At the end of the day, we're a community, we're a project, we're all working together. We all have to achieve our goals by working together. So, if I could put out a request to the community, is when you do see a tweet or when you do see something, some information that's useful or helpful, throw it out there, tell people about us. I think that's my answer to that question.
I see Stormy.
I think for further.
Go on, Kyle. Sorry. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's an interesting question. Where do we feel we'll reach our go point? I think that Greg answered that well, but my personal thought is just as a group, do we feel we'll reach the goal point? I don't mean as a core team. Here as a community, right? Because if we feel that this project has legs and it's one that we want to support, I think as Greg mentioned, retweeting and engaging, our own networks and putting in that extra effort, why not? If for me, there was a project I supported, I purchased into, and they were almost at a no-go. And, I had a couple friends here and, some of them didn't know how to purchase NFTs. They weren't really, just literate in DeFi, and some of them were, and they just didn't know about the project. And so bringing them in, and efforts like that, not just for myself, but everybody in the community, they really well supported the project. We were able to get that off the ground. So I think it is, a team effort with all of us. And if this is a project that we all want to see move forward, let's pitch in. If not, we've got a great pipeline of other projects up and coming.
Yeah. To answer Stormy, the mint is going to go on to the end of April. And yeah, I mean, we will know by the end of April. As simple as that. Do we go? Do we not go? If we don't go, worst case scenario, you guys get your money back, and then we focus on the next project. I mean, SkyFi was formed in January, February. We're fairly young. We were given a very tight deadline by Pierre. So ideally, when you're marketing, I mean, 4 to 6 weeks? It's quite short. So we're doing our best with the timeline that we've got. But if we don't hit our go point, then we'll do the refund. And like Kyle said, we'll move on to the next big thing, which he's given some details on one, but there are a couple in the pipeline that, it's going to be pretty big. SkyFi, as much as we love drone tech, SkyFi is bigger than drone tech. We're putting 100% into what we've got right now on the table with drone tech and Pierre. I see Renegade as
continue to do for any project.
How many have we sold so far? What's
so the answer to how many we've sold so far is we are sitting at 147 NFTs.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean the thing is, Stormy, you say will we stay till the end of April? No, because we've given our word. I mean the thing is, if we are $1,000 short of our go point, of course we'll go ahead. I mean $1,000 a team will chip in. I mean that's not a problem. But I mean the thing is, we also pride ourselves, and I think that's the one thing that sets us apart again, is that what we say we do is what we do. So the worst projects that you can be in is when you go and invest in an idea or partake in an idea or join in a dream. And at the end of this dream, it disappears, and so does all your hard-earned revenue. I mean, that's not what we're about. I mean, again, you're talking to people that have lived through this. You're talking to people that started projects with the idea to protect the community from these kinds of, these kinds of scams, for lack of a better word. So I mean, if we haven't hit our go point by April, we're not going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We will stay with what we say we'll do. We have other projects in the line. We'll just, apologize to Drone Tech. We couldn't do this one done. And we will, and then we'll go on to the next project. But again, I think Kyle phrased it very well. We would not be supporting this project if we were not confident in its potential for success. So no, I mean, we are confident in the potential for success. We are confident from the research that we have done in this company and for the reward structure that is a lot safer for the community than markets that just jump up and down, where I think I've said this before, people are left holding the bags while other people run away with the bags. We've tried to create a project that everyone can run away with the bags, so that everyone is a winner. Does this appeal to the degen that's looking for 100x, 1,000x, 10,000x? No, it doesn't. Could it appeal to the people that have been burnt and want to have a avenue that is linked to real utility and actual real income is coming in? Yeah. So, I mean, that's our target market, and that's what we're aiming for. We said from the beginning, we're not interested in the people that are coming in screaming for when's 1,000x. Never. But when is the stable income? Now. So again, it just depends on everyone's priorities. I mean, I know I won't say a name, but I did read in the Discord that someone said that in 6 months they can make a lot more cash doing day trading. Okay, great. I mean, if for you, your philosophy is that you can make more cash day trading, absolutely. Go ahead. you know, but just like you can make a lot more cash day trading, you can lose a lot more cash day trading. So for us, it was just the safety net, you know, it was the know what you're going to get, know what you can expect, and that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
I
the
don't know
interesting
that
thing, Greg, you know what, that post that you had mentioned, I remember seeing that as well, and we, you and I didn't talk about that, but one of the things that had crossed my mind is, you can't really compare day trading to holding a utility-based NFT because, number one, for day trading, well, what's your time worth? You're having to sit in front of, and I've done this, so I know this. You're sitting in front of a computer screen looking at, price fluctuations, technical analysis, all this kind of stuff. You're probably sweating because, let's face it, it's a high-stress thing. And it takes up a good portion of your day, and then you're needing to trade during the hours that markets are open. So some of us that are in different time zones, it just might screw up our days. So comments like that, you can kind of tell it's coming from not a degen, but a degen mentality, because you're not really comparing apples to apples. And opportunities exist everywhere. I can take $1, $5, go to a corner store, buy a lotto ticket. It's a really asinine comparison. So, I think that all things considered, we look at the opportunity that's in front of us here with SkyFi, and then we make our own decision. It's not really comparative to anything else that's out there.
Agreed.
And I think we were born out of a bear market. I mean, I've done day trading successfully, but I've also lost a lot of money. I mean, God, with Luna and all the big crashes, I think we all lost money there. But we were born out of a bear market. Are we coming into a bull market now? Maybe. Eventually we will hit a bull market, but we will still be there in the next bear market. And I think that's what that's what makes us different. Whether it's a bull,
you summed that up beautifully.
Whether it's a bull market, whether it's a bear market, really doesn't affect us at all. Our revenue is not invisible. We don't have a token. 100% of it is from real world assets. Even like with the agreement that we negotiated with Pierre, it's like the declining percentage. As the revenue increases, the pie gets bigger. We just take a smaller share, but our rewards still increase. SkyFi's percentage also goes down. So like we are with the community every single step of the way. And it will be the same with all the other projects that we're going to be bringing on board. I mean, I can't say how many projects we plan to have out and minted by the end of this year, but I can say at the end of Q2, we will probably have at least one out there, maybe two, we will see. But for now, the focus, I mean, we've got a decent team here. There's the guys, they're working hard behind the scenes on the other projects. Some of us are focusing with drone tech and working with Pierre. So yeah, we've got how many days? 22 days. We've got our go point is 250 NFTs. We'll just keep on nailing it. We've got James Pelton coming up. We've got Power. We potentially might have another collab coming up. We're going to be having a few Twitter spaces as well. Hopefully Renegade and you guys at Vaporfy can join us there. Be good to have a chat. And yeah, we'll just push on.
So yes, I mean, does anyone from the community want to come up and have a chat with us? I mean, you're more than welcome to. Raise your hand and we'll get you up here.
Wait, I just saw Arden commented.
Let's bring you up there, mate. Hi, Team Max. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, brother.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Perfect, yes.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, great. I'm sort of in the middle of the country at my niece's birthday, so I'm trying to tune in the AMA at the same time.
Okay.
Happy birthday to your niece, mate.
Yeah.
How old is she?
4 years old.
Oh, God. Hide the plugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I just wanted to come up to say really, really impressed with the project. Great structure, great transparency. And as I mentioned last time, I've been in contact with Pierre. I should be meeting him next week, sometime in Toulouse. So that would be great. Really see the guy behind the drones. just sort of more out of personal interest.
You'll love them.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. He seems like a great guy.
Yeah, I actually spoke to him last week and asked him if you got hold of him, and he said to me yes. So he told me he was coming out of Toulouse to meet you. You know, which...
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really great, and I'm obviously really interested in what else you guys have in store. I was actually looking for projects that bring in incomes from real revenue streams outside of crypto, and that's when I discovered SkyFi, and so obviously I thought, wow, just the place I'm looking for.
Oh, that's appreciated, T-Max. That's really appreciated.
Yeah, so best of luck. I'll certainly continue to promote this with my circles as well. I don't have a big following or anything, but more personal contacts, and yeah, I'll get the word out.
Oh, awesome, mate. Yeah, and I mean, give a big hello to Pierre. I think he's back in Thailand at the end of April. So I know him and we will have a meeting scheduled.
Yeah, sure, we'll do.
Awesome. I thought you were French.
No, I am actually English, but I live in France, though. Yeah.
Okay, right, yeah, because I mean, I was about to say that's the worst French accent I've ever
heard. Yeah, no, it's not like Pierre's.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it from me then. Just all the best. Just wanted to say hi and just keep at it.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, cheers, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and I think that T-Max is another bit of a aspect that we show where we're different. I mean, I know that, again, if I refer to our sister company, is we've actually had people that have come down, that have visited and met us in person. And I think that was the first thing that we said, like with Drone Tech, if if anyone wanted to meet us, or with Pierre, we have nothing to hide, we're not hiding behind computer screens and these anonymous avatars. And T-Max took us up on that offer. The last time he said to me, right, well, can I meet Pierre? And, we got T-Max, Pierre's phone number. T-Max gave Pierre a phone call, and they're meeting in Toulouse next week, So, I mean, I think this is just trying to show you guys who we are, is that anyone wants to meet the team, they're welcome to. I mean, there's a few people here in the audience. Super Silver, I've met him in person. I've met Cosmic Red in person. So I'm trying to see if there's anyone else in the Discord there that I've met in person, but I don't see it. So if I've missed you, sorry. But yes, I mean, we literally do meet our community in person. So yeah. I mean, we're just really trying to be the different kind of team that you guys can trust. And I think that just boils down to the end of it, With trust, everyone succeeds. With no trust, no one does. Anyone else? Oh, Silver, there we go. Let me bring you up there, buddy. I hope you can get your microphone working.
What time?
You got to accept the invite there, Silver.
It must be late there for him right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Silver's not. Oh, there, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, really good, really good.
I just can't say you got your microphone working, mate.
I know. What's going on? It's not midnight. I've got something working. I've just got to say to everyone, I've been there. I've met Greg. I've met Ben. I've been at the factory at Canafox. Cosmic Red. Met Vesperian. It was a really good time. Can't say enough about them. They've done everything, and it's really wicked. And yeah, it's like you couldn't invest in a better bunch of people, in my mind. But my only question is, we're waiting on the Canafox rewards, so there's going to be people wanting to invest from Canafox that might overlap with the end of April thing. So I was just going to say, because there's a lot of people there invested in the team rather than projects, would you wait on that, the Canafox rewards, to for people to invest in SkyFi?
Silver, that's a very good question, and I'll have to put that through to the community. If the community are happy to wait a couple of days, I don't see why not. We're going to go a bit off track now, but I mean, we're going to try and get those kind of flock rewards out as soon as possible. We're still aiming for before the end of the month. So let me get back to you on that one. I can't give you a definite yes or a definite no, just for the simple fact is that, we've given our promise to the community. If the community say no, then no. If they say, yeah, okay, we'll arrive for another week, then sure, fine, no worries.
I mean, for me, it doesn't matter whether it's, it's going to be like another 3 weeks, but like now I'm looking at SkyFi and having a look at it, look at the project and all that. I'm going, I want to invest, but I need the rewards from that to put into that sort of thing, you know what I mean?
That's a fair play. So again, a decision that I can't make personally, because I mean, that would just be wrong. So it's definitely something I can put to the community, and if they're okay with it, that's fine. And if they're not okay with it, then no, so I mean, it's...
that's fair enough. That's
definitely something we can look at, mate. I mean, no worries.
Yeah, it's not only the community. I mean Pierre as well has given us a very
we have our deadline with Pierre.
But again, I mean, we can talk. The situation can change. It could change with Pierre. He could say, you know what, guys, you can have another month. I mean, Greg, you speak with Pierre a lot. I mean, none of us speak French, so it's a conversation you can have with him closer to the end of April and see where we're at.
Yeah. So I think maybe Silver, a good thing is just reevaluate that around the 20th. Our next SkyFi chat.
Yeah.
By then, I'll have had a chat with Pierre, and then I'll give you guys a bit more of an update on that one.
No worries. Cheers, Greg.
Cheers, brother. I'm still angry with you. But before you left, you were supposed to pop me a call. You were supposed to pop me a call before you left for a quick dumpy.
I thought you were full of sauce. Have you tried any of the sauce yet, or what?
That's all right. I'll catch you next time you're in Thailand, mate.
Yeah, mate. It'll be soon. Okay. Love you, man.
Awesome. You too, brother. So let's quickly check there in the chat there, Ben. Are there any more questions there? James should give a good boost. Let's hope so, T-Max.
No questions.
Could you see there?
Nice comments from the community, mate.
Yeah. No, I don't have any more comments. Does anyone else want to throw up their hand and have a chat there? You're welcome to come on up. Oh, okay. So, I mean, if no one else wants to throw up a comment, then we'll see you guys at the next meeting next week, Saturday. We're keeping this time now because we had quite a few people. It's time zones, we always go and complain about time zones, but I mean, we've got teams in America, we've got community members in England, we've got community members in France. So it's just trying to find the right balance. So I think, next week, Saturday, this time. And we'll get that set up and then hopefully have more updates for you guys.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Okay, well then on that one, guys, have a good night.
Oh, good morning to the people on the other side of the Pacific.
Or good morning to the others.